Hey guys, here's part 2 of the review. We'll finish up with this pretty quickly and then you will be ready to study for your test. Make sure you get on the Quizlet and practice there as well. Okay, so it says use the graph to estimate the x and y intercepts. So we can see that our x-intercepts are these little pink points here at -2, 2, and 3. So we can automatically rule out A because it doesn't have the -2. And we could automatically rule out C because it doesn't have the -2. These both have the same y-intercept at +12, so that's good. So now what we have to decide is where is it positive? Well, positive is everywhere that it is above the x-axis. A positive function is everywhere it is above the x-axis. So looking at this, I can see that it's above the x-axis for x values bigger than -2 and less than +2, and for all x's greater than 3. So that looks like we can then rule out D because that's not correct. That doesn't match what we came up with here. So the correct answer has to be B. And we can check it again to make sure the negative values. It's negative down here where it's below the y-axis for all x values less than -2 is where my function is negative. And that is also negative right here between 2 and 3. So x is in between 2 and 3. And that's what this says here. So B is the correct answer. Number 15. Fruit. It says Ronald buys fresh fruit from a fruit stand. Apples cost $5 per pound, peaches cost $6 per pound, and he has $60 to spend. The table shows the function relating the number of pounds of apples, X, and the number of pounds of peaches, Y, that Ronald could purchase. So we've got our y-intercept, it looks like right here. Think about it on the graph. If I went over 0 and up 10, so that's peaches. Peaches is on the y-axis. And apples is on the x-axis. And it looks like my x-intercept is over here at 12. So the x-intercept then shows that if Ronald buys only apples, he can buy 12 pounds of apples. The y-intercept shows me that if he buys only peaches, he can buy 10 pounds of peaches. All right, so what is the root of the equation? Where does it cross the x-axis? Well, we can graph it or we could solve it algebraically to find the root. So I'm just going to solve it algebraically by adding 8 to both sides. So 13 plus 8 is 21. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals 7. So the root is 7. That's where it crosses the x-axis. And then to find the related function on number 17, what we have to do is combine our like terms. So -6x plus 8x is 2x. -5, and I'm going to move this 3 over. I want to minus 3 from both sides because I want the related function. In order to write a related function, my given equation has to be equal to 0. So subtract 3 to get 0. -8 minus 3 is -8. So we're almost there. Now for the related function, we know we can replace the 0 with f of x. So f of x is equal to 2x minus 8. That is my related function. All right, and the last one, we didn't exactly go over this in the videos, all of it. We did part of it, but I'm going to explain it now. And I think that you'll find that it makes pretty good sense. And if you logically reason with what we did talk about, you can figure out this, even though I didn't give you examples exactly like this in the videos. So it says the graph does or does not represent a function. Well, if we think about would it pass the vertical line test, the answer is yes. So therefore, it does represent a function. However, is it linear or nonlinear? Well, remember, a linear function is a straight line. This is partially a straight line. It's a straight line here, but then it stops and it takes on a new direction on this side. So while it is made up of two lines, the function altogether would not be considered linear because It's not a continuous line. It's a line here that stops and then it goes, has a slope over here in the opposite direction. So we would say that this is nonlinear. However, it is continuous because if I was to drag my pencil along it, it's never ever going to raise up as long as I can keep on going, right? In either direction, it is continuous. My pencil never raises. So it's a continuous function. And it is symmetric about the line x equals what number? Let me erase this so we can look at it a little better. Erase all my scribbles here. Think about what that means. It's symmetric. That means we could fold it in half and it would lie directly on top of each other about the line where x equals what? Well, where is x passing through? -1. So even though I didn't give you examples identical to this, I think that you could use your prior knowledge and you could logically reason your way through this problem. It's passing through here at -1. This is the graph of x equals -1, a line that passes through -1. Doesn't matter what my value of y is, my x is here at -1. So it's symmetric about that line. If I was to fold it in half again, it would lay directly on top of itself. So that takes care of that. Again, if you go to your classwork, I have posted on the algebra lesson plans the Quizlet. It is right here in the previous week. If you click on this, you will find the vocabulary words for this module 3, relations and functions. Vocabulary words: continuous function. You guys can quiz yourself on this. You can do the test. You can play flashcards. There's a ton of different things that you can do, but you have all of your words here and the definitions. So again, where that's found at is if you go in Google Classroom, click on the weekly lesson plans. It's there on week 10, and I will try to put that somewhere where it's a little bit more user friendly to find. Maybe I'll post it in Google Classroom under the classwork tab with your study guide. That way it'll be there as well. So again, if you have any questions, your test will be next week over this. You'll be here on day 1. And we'll talk about it. We'll review it together in class, answer any questions that you have. And then the second day that you're in class next week, you will have the test to take. So again, make sure you're studying. If you need help, don't wait till the day before the test to reach out to me. Send me an email, whatever it is. I'll make you your own short video if I need to, or we can meet virtually, or however you want to go about doing that. But please make sure that you reach out to me and get help. I'm here to help you. Have a great day, guys.